7 o'clock on the East Coast. It is 4 o'clock on the West Coast. It is the 2nd of May in the year of our Lord 2024, Season 14, Episode 28, 662 times. You have been welcome to the Clubhouse Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things sports, entertainment, pop culture, pro wrestling. We got 75% of that covered tonight. Welcome. They said it couldn't be done. I don't know who said that, but I said that for dramatic effect. Welcome. My name is Rob. I am the executive producer of the Clubhouse Podcast. And just like the title of the episode says, we're going to run it back. I think that's what the kids say. I don't know. Alex still out on assignment. But again, as you can see, we are live once again at the Violet Crown Dallas for the closing night of the Dallas International Film Festival. It's been a while since we did this twice at the Diff. To my right, it took 15 years to get him on. It only took 6 days to get him on a second time. The proprietor of BigFanboy.com, Dallas's longest-running movie news and reviews website. He is to my right. He is Mark Walters.
It feels like it. I was told this couldn't be done.
Am
I coming through?
Are you phasing a little bit?
I was told this couldn't be done.
I know. We defy odds.
You are hearing me clearly, right?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. I think I faded in and out there for a second.
Yeah, a little bit of phasing.
Yes.
To his right is the official fact checker of Sooner Gator Productions and a man whose DVR is set for either tonight or tomorrow night. I can't remember when it airs. You may know him as Ig Bunu, but his mama named him Don Ford. I'm going to call him Don Ford. Hey, man.
We're back.
We are again.
Again. Do you know what? Even though we're all winners, we're going to have some winners on tonight.
We're everybody. Everyone's a winner, baby.
And some jurors, from what I hear.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. So, first off, welcome to Wrexham's tonight.
It is tonight? Okay.
Will I be on the show?
Well, I don't. Maybe not just yet.
You never know.
Those
who didn't know, I was actually in Wrexham, their opening season night at their home game, and they actually filmed me because I flew 4,500 miles.
They may do a whole
Dallas
episode on
Wrexham.
you. You don't know. You don't know that if I was contacted to do an interview about
We'll
who
see
you
what
are.
happens.
You don't know.
But you know me at these festivals. Bye-bye. Gotta go bye.
Don's got his running shoes on. Off to our right is the red carpet. Lots going on tonight as the closing night of the festival just finished the award ceremony. I'm sure we'll be talking to some of those cats as well. While we are waiting, let's go ahead and talk about some pop culture entertainment stuff. So a couple of things we didn't get to last week. I had forgotten that Paramount Plus did a revival of Dora the Explorer and just called it Dora.
Yes.
They have renewed that for season 2. And to the surprise of no one, Prime Video has renewed Fallout for season 2. Now, I think the most watched series ever on Prime Video, which is crazy.
The most memed?
Oh, absolutely. But it's got the great Walton Goggins in it. You put Walton Goggins, you got me, because I could watch that guy read the phone book. Been a fan since The Shield. Prime Video has also, apparently they are doing their own version of Alex Cross as a series.
Yeah, that's one of those properties that just won't seem to...
third time's the charm?
Yeah, they keep trying.
But they've already given it a second season even before season 1 starts. So they're putting a lot of faith in that. Also, let's see, that's all I got there. Oh, we already have a guest.
Actually, she's gonna have to jump out.
It's deja vu all over again.
I'm gonna hand these to you.
And then
don't worry about the thing coming
Mark's gonna take these other ones.
All
right, now we are doing video, but there is an audio version of this as well. So get right on top of that microphone. Tell everybody who you are.
I am Sarah Jamie Lewis. Can you hear me?
I've got you.
All right.
You can speak as loud as you want to. I can adjust in post.
Okay. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on.
Absolutely.
It's great to have you here.
Yeah.
For the closing night of the festival.
I know.
You've been working hard.
I mean.
Well, was it Vanessa
Yes,
Williams
I
said you
have.
saved the best for last?
That's right.
Absolutely.
We saved the best for last. Yes.
Tell everybody how many years you've been in some way, shape, or form affiliated with the Dallas International Film Festival.
Oh my God. Since 2013.
You're right on top of this thing right here, like I'm doing right here.
I've been here since 2013. I started with the press and publicity office, and then they wanted me for the red carpet. So I've been always on the red carpet every year, press and publicity. I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
So that red carpet, for people that have never experienced it is pretty much nonstop, chaotic, but fun, right? Fun.
It's always fun.
Yeah.
It's always fun. I love seeing everybody.
I refer to it as controlled chaos.
Yes.
If you are claustrophobic in any way, shape, or form, do not be on the red carpet.
Yeah, you don't want
Because
to.
you will get to know people a lot better than you've realized you know them. That's how that. I mean, but I've also met some of our friends in the press corps just by being next to them on the red carpet. Like
you do.
Like the first red carpet I ever did was at, I guess for us, this was 10 years ago this year, so it would have been the year after you started.
Yep.
And they put us on the red carpet, and I was right next to Marcus Blake from that nerd show, and we made a deal where we actually combined our time so we would get twice as much time with the guests as they came across.
There you go.
That's a classic
that's how you
red
do that.
carpet
And I had
game.
never done a red carpet before. And the very first person they gave me was Christopher McDonald. Because it was that year he had the movie about where they had made like the praise and worship group.
This was 2013,
2014.
That was a little bit of a blur.
Yeah.
But there's some familiarity with that.
Because I was telling Mark last week, I was like, you're giving me Shooter McGavin just right out of the gate, but he could not have been nicer.
Yeah.
And he was more like, I want you to talk to these people with the movie. And these people's like, well, we're talking to you, bro.
That means he's shy.
But he was great. He was
Yeah.
absolutely great.
But it always
Yeah.
seems like everybody at Diff has a really good time. Like most
They
of the
do.
talent that walk the carpet. I mean, I've heard, I'm sure you've heard as well. There's a lot of horror stories from other festivals. So I feel like we try to treat them right, and that they come here having a good time, they leave having a good time.
They
So,
always do.
yeah.
We all always do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And a lot of that's because it's a great staff. It's a great group of people working that carpet.
it is
yeah.
every year.
So
Yeah.
being that you were here today, what all did you get to do today?
Oh my gosh. So far since I've been here, I've caught up with a few old people that I know that I started with. I'm now going to volunteer on the red carpet like I used to for old time's sake, and I'm excited about that. Just recognizing old faces that I don't get to see on a regular. That's always
It's like we talk about, because Mark, of course, also runs Dallas Comic Show,
yeah,
and it's like I get to see my con family
exactly.
whenever we do shows and stuff like this. I get to see my film festival family,
You get to see your family.
which is
Yeah.
awesome. And
Yeah.
because it really is, and people don't understand that it's like a nomadic group of people that just
Yes.
because I mean, how many festivals do we have here now? I think I've lost count.
There's only one that matters
Well,
right
agreed.
now, Rob.
But I'm just saying in general
It's
for the people that
closing
cover
night, and
these.
you're asking about other film
No, but
festivals.
I'm just saying from the it's my show and I'm under the bus. But I'm talking about just that's how we all kind of travel in those packs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a very close-knit community, both kind of the press and the Comic-Con sort of community. A lot of people run together in the same circles, and that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great to be able to see people
Yeah.
several times throughout the year. I mean, there's Raymond. We see Raymond at all our local screenings. There's Brad. He runs a lot of our local screenings. A lot of the people that are here are people that we already know, and it makes it feel more comfortable for us when we come here to work.
And we love it when we're just like, hey, do you need us? And they're like, yes, please. This would do this thing. Okay, cool. Like
Yes.
this is because I don't mind being in the studio. Like it doesn't bother me because I'm at home.
Mhm.
But we take it every week on the show. I love doing remote shows.
Yeah.
Because we get to be out amongst people. We get to see people and we have people on
Yeah.
that we maybe wouldn't have available otherwise because we do the show on Thursday nights.
Yeah.
And it just, when I got the tick sheet today, and there wasn't as much as some of the other nights,
Mhm.
but if I moved my laptop and pointed it that way to show everybody how busy the red carpet is right now,
Yeah.
that's also a testament to Diff, because
Yeah.
there's a ton of people on that side of the rope.
Yep.
Which means you have a lot of people in the local Dallas press that are committed to this festival,
Mhm.
that want to be here and help out.
Mhm.
And I think we're getting a lot of the awards winners here too tonight, which is great, because they could easily just grab that award and go home and get drunk.
Yeah.
But no, it's like they want to come celebrate on the red carpet and still continue to be a part of
See,
the
and if I'd
festival.
have thought of that, I'd have worn my tuxedo T-shirt
Yeah,
because it says I'm formal, but I'm here to party.
exactly.
But talk about because you've been here a year longer than we have.
Mhm.
Talk about the evolution of the festival from when you first started till now, because watching this festival grow and evolve, and it's just kind of cool to watch.
I mean, so many areas to, kind of stem from, but let's just say from the top, because it all starts from the top.
Yep.
Going from Michael Caine, then Jonathan Brownlee. Everyone loves James Faust.
That's our
he
dude.
just soldiers on. And it's like I've known all of them throughout all the transitions, and it's just kind of like nothing ever changes. Nothing changes in a bad way. It
Right.
only enhances every year for me. it is one large community and it just keeps expanding literally every year. And people who don't know about this, this event that goes on every single year. And yeah, it changed, post pandemic
Yep.
and everything. And I'm so grateful that we're getting back on track to where we were before, because it was such a special event. Everyone looks forward to it. The red carpet events, all of the screenings, always when we have press lounge, anything that we have to incorporate everyone in the same room, same gathering, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
You can't beat that, and it just keeps going every year. So that's really the only thing I can say about how it's evolving. It just keeps growing.
Yeah. Do you
Really.
go all the way back to Deep Ellum Film Festival days?
I don't.
I'm trying to remember when we
miss-
first met, because
I
I go
don't-
back that far.
I missed that mark. I missed that mark. But
Yeah.
my other friends like King Hollis, Nori Niven,
Yeah.
Ed Harris, they were all Deep Ellum.
Yeah.
And they tell me they've told me all of those stories. Michael Caine too, and I'm just like, I wasn't here for that then because I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the community. As soon as I found out, I've stuck with it every year. I
Is-
feel like I'm
is
missing
Nori,
out.
Is Nori here tonight?
He is here. I was
Oh,
just
good.
talking
I haven't
to him.
seen him yet. I want to say hi to him. Nori's a wonderful, wonderful local filmmaker, and he's
Nori's
been very
phenomenal.
supportive of this community.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
the craziest thing you've seen at the Dallas International Film Festival?
Oh
'Cause I
my
can
God.
tell you one of the craziest things I remember about this festival, but I want you to go
Uh,
first.
Oh my God, wait. Craziest thing. People tend to keep things pretty clean around me. I haven't seen a lot of crazy. What I can say is one of the most influential people that I've met with this festival is, oh my gosh, just that fast. I forgot his name. It was about Diane Diane Norad, I believe. She was the woman that swam the channel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They did Annette
Timothy-
Benning was in the biopic.
Timothy
last year.
Green, something like that. I
Mhm.
think his name
The Secret
was.
Life of, yeah.
He has stuck with me ever since, just like Coy.
Yeah.
I met them on the same night. That was the craziest experience, honestly, I've had at the.
I
at the
remember
festival.
it was either our second or third year.
Uh-huh.
They did this movie,
hmm
and the entire movie was just the inside of a plane.
The whole time.
Yeah, and it was
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Virgin Airlines
It was-
sponsored it.
It was a
Okay.
contest where if you could sit and watch this film, which was
It was like 6 hours long.
unbelievably boring. Yeah, because all it is it's mannequins on a plane, and you're watching mannequins do nothing on a plane. But if you could sit through what was it, three and a half
No, it was like
hours?
6 hours
It was 6 hours. If you sat through it, they give you a voucher for a free plane.
for a free round trip on Virgin
And so a
Airlines,
couple-
and nobody knew until it was over.
Until-
And a
the
couple of
Yeah.
us press guys were like, "We're doing this because we just wanted that free plane ticket." But you would literally see people like sitting in there like, "Nope, I'm out," and they'd get up and leave. They couldn't take it.
Okay, we're
you know?
getting a high sign to let you go, but
Yeah.
is there anything you want to plug before you go?
Yes.
What can I play?
That's what I'm asking you. You got stuff you want to plug? You want people to follow you and put stuff out there?
I mean, if they would like to, I'm Sarah Jamie Lewis, screenwriter, filmmaker, actress. That's how I started.
Fair enough.
I have some projects coming out this summer, so I will be plugging in some of my work next year. For
Okay.
GIFT.
Awesome.
All right.
Uh-huh. 2 different genres. I won't give away too much. But on social media handles, you can find me. I am Sarah Jamie Lewis and SJ Indie Films on YouTube. That's all I have.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, go enjoy the evening.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for sitting down with us.
Thank you guys so much for
Always good to
having
see
me.
you.
It's
The
always
Clubhouse
good to see
podcast
you.
normally live at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, but because we're at the Dallas International Film Festival, we're on a little bit earlier tonight in our old time slot because we're right here, right in the middle of everything. Mark is going to move out a little bit. Don's going to bring us somebody else. Come on in, have a seat. Well, you make the choice. Anyone but this one. We're good.
Anyone but this one.
All right.
I'll take yours.
Camera's right there. You can look right into it. Tell everybody who you are.
Got you.
Get right up on that mic.
All right.
There
Good.
we go.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kenny Gardner. I'm an actor, now turned director and producer, and also a co-host of a podcast, Three Row Brothers Podcast.
Tell us about it.
All right, the Three Row Brothers Podcast is a podcast I do with both of my brothers. We're all three in the entertainment industry,
Okay.
and so we talk about life events, but from 3 unique perspectives. obviously being in entertainment, but also Real Brothers. So it's
Three Real Brothers podcasts. How
yeah.
often do you do the shows?
So the shows we do right now, we're about twice a month right now because of our own schedule. Because
Understandable.
Everybody's kind of moving around.
Understandable.
So we're consecutive right now, about twice a month right now.
And where can they find it?
So we're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, anywhere you listen to your podcast at. So
All right. Well, then, now that we got that one taken care of,
Uh-huh.
let's talk about why you're here.
Okay, well, I'm here definitely to support. I currently don't have a project that's in diff right now, but definitely here to support because what it does for the community, as far as the entertainment community, the acting community, the movie community here. I'm such a supporter of it and such a believer in it, and I just definitely want to be here and definitely show my support to all the amazing filmmakers and all the amazing films that I've seen so far.
How many have you been able to see?
So I've seen, I believe, 3 total. I just got back from Egypt a week ago. And
Oh,
so,
wow.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so I was there working. So I got here Saturday. So Sunday, Monday, and now Tuesday. Yeah. So yeah.
what have you been able to see?
So I've it was last night I saw the narrative, and I'm sorry, I don't want to butcher any names, forget any names, but I've sat down and I think it was a few narrative documentaries that I saw yesterday that was really intriguing. Really intriguing. I really like. So definitely support to all those films and everything that's out. Yeah.
Being in the industry,
Mhm.
do you feel like you look at things? Do you try to look at it just as a movie fan, or do you find yourself not being able to take that hat off when you're watching film?
It's a combination. How well the movie is takes me out of being.
That's a fair point. That is a
Exactly.
fair
No,
point.
and to be honest, and once the movie's really done well, I'm trapped in a story. I want to know what happens next. Where are we going here? What's going on with this character? So that really, for me, I try to have to remove myself and just become just a consumer of the story, and I get lost in the story. So when it's done really well, I get lost.
As an
So,
actor, what kind of projects are you drawn to?
I'm really drawn to. I've done all. So for a while I was really into drama, and then more into thriller and murder mystery, and now even comedy. I'm really drawn to interesting stories with interesting characters. You know, give me somebody that's on a journey, and I'm intrigued to that. You know, that's for me. Just give me somebody, whether we're doing comedy, whether any type of drama or anything. I just want to see somebody go through a journey.
What was the last film that knocked your socks off?
Last film that knocked my socks off? I saw Doom 2. I don't know if that counts, but I saw Doom 2.
It counts.
Yeah,
I still
absolutely.
haven't seen part 1,
You haven't seen part
so I'm
one?
just gonna wait till part 2 hits max, and then I'm just gonna block out a day.
Got you, guys. You have to. Doom 2 really, I thought was done really well, because usually when you do, sequels, it's like okay, but it to me it was done really well. It was really intriguing. I was really engulfed in the story. I thought it was done really well. So that was the most recent one I saw in movie theaters. I thought it was really good.
Mark?
Now, Kenny, when you said you work with your brothers,
Uh-huh.
am I coming through on here?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, okay.
I got you.
When
Uh-huh.
you work with your brothers, do you guys find yourself being competitive with each other? And does that kind of drive you to try to do better in your each individual work?
It does a little bit, because my youngest brother is an actor,
Yeah.
Kyle Gardner. Shameless plug him. Shout out to Kyle Gardner.
What's up, Kyle?
Go check out Mo on Netflix. He's co-starring in that. So yeah, but Kyle is an actor, and he's 10 years younger than me, so we kind of don't play the same, if you
Yeah.
will. And then my other brother, who's in the middle, Chris, is a stand-up comedian. Shameless plug. Go check him out at the Arlington Improv starting tonight, and he's going to be there all the way through Sunday.
Oh,
Thursday through
nice.
Sunday. So he's going to be at the Arlington Improv. So if you get a chance, go check him out. But he's a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
And so we kind of have our own unique dynamics to it. So it's not necessarily competition, but as brothers, there's always
Yeah.
competition. It's kind of like, what'd you do today? What'd you book today? You know what I mean?
Well, but you
It's
all
kinda
come at,
that.
like you said, you all come at it from different angles too.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
stand-up comedy is like its own animal.
Oh, absolutely, which I could never ever do. To walk in a room where people pay and go, okay, make me laugh for an hour. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's tough.
I'm like that.
That's
Make me
tough.
laugh for 10 minutes. much less an hour.
that is tough.
Was
And
Chris
so-
was Chris always the funny one in the family?
Absolutely, because he was always the bad one. So he's got to get out of trouble. And that was
Yeah.
his thing, So he's always been funny all his life.
Do
Yeah,
you
yeah.
feel like you're the oldest, right?
Yes, I'm the
sorry.
oldest.
Do you feel like being the oldest that you can offer some, little bits of wisdom and words of encouragement for those guys? Because you've lived a little bit more of a life.
Absolutely. Because I always say I went through what you went through
Yeah.
5 years ago. You know what I mean? So I've always kind of played the co-dad role in their
Mhm.
lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I've always gave perspective. we're former athletes, so kind of giving them perspective about going through high school and college and being a student athlete and et cetera. And even now in the industry, I was kind of the first one to start off and break out into it, and so kind of giving my lumps and what I failed at and try to give them to try to maybe not to say prevent them from going through the same pitfalls, but giving them tools to help them through their pitfalls that they're going to go through.
We are getting a high sign for you, but we always like to end any of our guests' time with what we call shameless self-promotion.
Okay.
So look into that camera right there. Where can they find you? Where can they follow you? All of the websites and the social medias and all the things.
Got you. Okay. For me, you can go find me at Instagram, Kenny.Gardner. I'm also on Facebook, Kenny Gardner. Also check out any of the movies I've done. You can just Google search IMDb. The most recently one is Older Man, Younger Woman, that's out. Stepdad, that's out right now on Amazon Prime. Thanks for everybody that's been streaming those movies. Older Man, Younger Woman, 50 million streams plus.
Nice.
Stepdad, over 10 million streams plus. So thank you guys for all of that. But yeah, go check us out there. And then also KRG Productions on Instagram, and then 3 Real Brothers podcast on YouTube, Spotify, everywhere else. So
we're looking forward to having you back on when you've got a project in the festival that you can promote
next year. Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Kenny, for joining us.
Thank
We
you guys.
appreciate you guys so much.
Thank you.
The Clubhouse podcast is live right here on the QR codes right there. Make sure you check our website, www.theclubhousepodcast.com. Don and I have reviews up today for The Idea of You as well as The Fall Guy, both available to you this weekend.
We're special now. We have a winner.
Oh, okay. We're raising the bar. Okay, perfect. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. That's Mark. I'm Rob.
Hey, Mark.
Pick
Hey, Rob.
pick a seat and get right up on top of that microphone. Tell everybody who you are.
You bet.
It got wrapped around. Now go up over the top. It's like the worst game of pickup sticks ever.
Hey, this is Philip Guitar Executive.
Phil, you're not wearing a hat.
I know.
We almost
I
didn't
know.
recognize you,
I
folks.
was like,
Yeah.
We were used to seeing you the
He's
other
got a
night. Yeah.
suit on. The hat is off.
Yeah, I know. I told y'all the other day, but yeah, I left my hat at the house today.
Well, we're glad you're back, but you got something else to announce.
I do. I Water Wars won the Texas Competition Award.
Let's go.
Hey!
Let's go.
Well deserved.
Outstanding.
Well deserved.
I
Thank
saw the
you.
pictures from you walking the red carpet. You guys had the big banner for the movie.
Yeah.
How did it go at the screening?
Wow, I tell you what, I keep saying this word blown away, but it's the best way I can describe it. Blown away. I'm blown away by the whole process, the whole screening, the whole red carpet situation, this whole DIF premiere, the whole crew here at DIF, everybody around it, James and Amber and everybody. I mean, I'm just
You got Kelly right there.
Kelly Kitchens.
Kelly Kitchens,
there's
who
Kelly Kitchens right
who
there.
is a
you know.
genius.
Yeah,
Who
I
we absolutely adore on this show.
Yeah.
She is
That's
the
right.
reason that we get to do the show here.
Well,
She is the reason.
I give a huge thumbs up to Kelly Kitchens. She's my hero. Yeah.
She is one of my favorite humans.
Yeah.
So you go to the award ceremony.
Yeah.
They announce your name.
Yeah.
What goes through your head at that moment?
Like I just can't believe it. I mean, really, I'm like, I didn't even know we were in the running. I didn't even know we were in the running. I mean, I was proud of our film. I'm proud of our team, and I'm proud of what we did. But I just, there's so many great films and great people, and I just, I guess the first thing that went through my mind was just shock. Like I really can't believe it.
So tomorrow morning, you call your marketing people, go like, I need you to put a little thing on the poster, please.
Yeah. Yes, please. We need that up there.
That is outstanding.
Well, and I think a lot of that speaks to, I mean, listen, your enthusiasm, your personality,
Absolutely.
your willingness to get out there and promote it. I mean, that counts for something, because a lot of filmmakers, I think they rest on their laurels. It's like, hey, the film's done. Let it do whatever it's going to do. But you got to get out there. You got to push it. You got to show people how excited you are. And I think that translates. So I'm very happy that you won.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, thank you. I appreciate that. I do. Thank you. Yeah. I get passionate about what I'm involved in, and, I'm passionate about this film, and I'm glad it shows.
Yeah, very, very well.
How was the red carpet the other night?
The red carpet was just amazing. I mean, you have so many filmmakers that are going through the process, and like I said, there's so many great films, and the staff here does such a great job of, getting us through and stuff. But I mean, it was just, you know, our whole crew got to get in there and involved, and we got a lot of pictures, and we were just like, I mean, we just wanted to hang out there a while. You know, we had such a good time. We just wanted to hang out.
Were there any questions in the Q&A that you weren't expecting? Did it kind of throw you off your game a little bit?
I think, you know, we did get a question, not in the red carpet, but we got some camera quick questions in the film towards the day at the end of our second screening.
Mm-hmm.
They ask us about different, you know, and I'm not a cinematographer myself, and so I didn't know the specifics of the camera equipment. I knew our basics, but I didn't know our whole camera package. So that kind of that threw me off a little bit. Yeah,
That's it. Yeah, you get those. I actually had a guest recently at Mark's last show, and I was doing the Q&As for him, and the guest said, we can talk about whatever you want. Just don't ask me what kind of cameras Martin Scorsese used on Mean Streets, because I will have no idea. So yeah, he actually said that to me.
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's great when the audience has those questions, because it shows you that your film is making them think. It's giving them pause to like sit there and come up with questions and genuinely want to know more about it. And that's got to be a good feeling.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. Like, I really value that question and I admire it. And it's like, yes, you know, you're seeming to take the quality that we tried to put into this film, and you're noticing that, and that means a lot. I mean, it feels great that someone's taking recognition of that.
Yeah.
Do you have your next project on deck?
Well, I've got a couple of different ones that we've got in pre-development right now, and we're working on. And I'm in the middle of writing a novel as well. But we're in pre-development on a couple of deals right now, brainstorming.
Philip, is there a good chance that we're going to see you as a Diff regular from now on? Are we going to see you every year?
I sure hope so. You know, I'm Fort Worth here. So
Right up the road a piece.
right up the road. Yeah. So I mean, if it's up to me, you'll see me here every year.
That's
Hey,
fantastic.
we'd love to see you every year, because as long as they keep telling us to come back, we'll show up. I mean, we have no shame.
Yeah,
No
no
shame at all.
shame. Well, if I could just sit up here and keep talking to y'all next year and a year like that, I mean, I'll be a happy man.
We would always love to have you. We love everybody that's willing to sit down with us for however long they want to, because then they don't have to listen to us talk so much. Because all those people watching, they're just like, don't talk, let them talk.
So because we're fresh off that award, tell people, where can they find out more about the film moving forward? What's next for you after this?
Sure. Well, so we are in the process. Our next step will be, connecting with distribution. That'll be our next step. And again, you know, I'd love to say a shout out to our great crew, director Mario Mattei, another producer, John Michael Simpson, Jake Hamilton, cinematographer, Lauren Bunderink, associate producer, Justin Barclay, editor, Ami Pondolin, animator. But you can find us, Red Aces Productions, my company, Red Aces Productions, and you'll see a lot of great stuff coming in the future.
That's fantastic. And I love that there's stuff coming out of this area too. Like, we need more films, more TV projects, more things coming in and out of Texas. I want to see more of that. So.
Well, that's my heart desire, Texas stories. So that's what I'm all about.
Yeah.
And that's one of the great things about the Diff, is when you get those, that we even have a Texas category, because we want to support Texas filmmaking. That's why we're here. And we have a new film commissioner who's very dedicated to that, working with the Texas legislature to compete with the tax breaks like we talked about last week, and everybody else around the country. And you want a location scout? This is the area.
Yeah.
Like, you can have downtown metropolitan, you can have middle of nowhere, and you don't have to go very far to do it.
Yeah,
exactly. I would love to see Texas that keeps on working on those incentives. I think it's huge. And I'm so glad to hear that that's in the works, because like you said, it's all right here. I mean, the logistics, everything is right here to make it happen. It is happening, but it can even continue to, progress on even bigger scale.
All right.
I've run out of questions. I'm just happy to have Philip back on the show.
I loved. We talked about this.
He
last
was one
week
of the most fun guests.
The energy you brought
on Saturday was great.
Yeah, awesome.
Oh man!
Well, we want you to go celebrate the evening. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you both.
Water Wars. Check it out when it's available to you.
You bet. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here, man. That's awesome.
Thank you.
I love when we get those kind of guests. That's just awesome. The Clubhouse Podcast is live at the Dallas International Film Festival. Right behind us is the Violet Crown Theater, where almost all of the films were taking place. Some of it also at the Texas Theater.
I really like that guy.
He's great.
I think that guy needs to become a regular on the show.
Faust is here,
Faust is here.
so we need to trap
He's
him.
in the room. Don is working on getting him over here.
That's
Look,
right.
he's trying to escape.
He is. He's
right
trying to
there.
leave
He's
us.
trying to escape.
James Faust, who is one of our favorite humans, a guy that you can talk film with all day long. The guy is a treasure trove of film knowledge.
He works tirelessly.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He's probably already working on next year's festival.
And I
now.
can't figure it out, but the first time I met James, which was at the Deep Ellum Film Festival all those years ago, he looks exactly the same as he did back then.
He
He
has not
somehow
aged a day.
drank from the fountain.
have another
of youth.
winner.
We got another one.
Let's go. Chicken. I had chicken soft tacos for lunch.
Yeah, all right.
All right, talk right into that microphone. Tell us who you are.
Hi.
Tell us who you are.
I'm Jens. I'm the director from the short film Crust.
Oh, Chris, I saw some promotional stuff
Yeah.
over there. Tell us about the short.
It's a short film about a 12-year-old boy who grows up in a family in which everyone has a lot of scars, and he doesn't. So he gets a lot of pressure to fit in.
How long is the film?
It's 26 minutes.
26 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's on the upper end of
Yeah.
that short film.
Yeah.
Was when you started writing it, and did you write it as well? I'm
Yeah.
sorry. When you were putting it together, was your aim to do it as a short?
Yeah. It was
Get right on top of that thing. There you go.
co-produced with a German television station. So we it was mandatory that it was around 30 minutes long, and it actually felt pretty natural to do it that way.
Do you have any plans to perhaps expand it to a feature?
Not yet. I think I could fit in everything I wanted to tell in that kind of box. So I think if I'm able to tell everything I want to tell in a short way, why should I bore the audience with 90 minutes?
And I like that, because some people are like, I want to make a feature, but I've also talked to filmmakers that are like, the short is perfect where it is. I tell the story, stick and move, and there's nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah.
And I love that. How many times have you been able to screen it publicly?
I think like 4 times, and there are I think 6 festivals coming up.
Oh wow! So you're just moving and shaking on this
Yeah,
thing.
it just started. It's great.
Have the even though this is the 4th time you've screened it, have the butterflies gone away, or is it
No,
still like
never.
that every time?
Never super stressful.
And was there a Q&A after the short block?
Yeah.
What kind of questions were you getting?
Yeah, how we got our roller coaster, and that is that was hard to get. And yeah, mostly the actors were praised, which is good, which I like, and because I love them, mostly about that.
How has your experience been at the Dallas International Film Festival? You said you've taken this to a couple other festivals, and you're going to more from here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
How's it been here so far?
yeah, super great. Everyone has been super welcoming and warm, and yeah, it couldn't have been better.
Yeah. And where do you go next?
A small, it's not so small, a short film festival in Germany, and afterwards we go to Bulgaria.
Fantastic.
How long is that trip from Germany to here?
From door to door. It took me about 16 hours, I think. The flight was 10 hours.
So when did you get to Dallas?
This Monday.
So you've been here 5 days. You're headed out and going back.
Yeah, Sunday.
How do you adjust to that?
Lots
Lots of coffee, or how does that work?
No, I actually didn't sleep before my flight, and I slept
Oh.
during the flight, so that was actually it went pretty well.
Is it your first time here?
Yeah, in Dallas, first time. Yeah.
Well, you came in the spring, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Summer here is bad. It's bad. It's just
Heard
very,
about it.
very, very, very hot all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Is there anything coming up? I mean, actually, we didn't even talk about what the award is that you won.
We won the Student Short Award.
Congratulations.
Okay.
That's
Congratulations.
fantastic.
How many in the block that you were in when you screened it, how many films were there?
I think 7 great films.
Were you in them? Because since you had probably one of the longer ones, where did it sit in the order?
In the back half.
Oh, so you're on the back side of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of people had to go to the toilet.
What was the first thing that went through your mind when they said your name?
That I didn't prepare anything to say, and I hope that I don't have to say anything, but I did have to say something.
Well, you always have to. If you win, you got to say something.
Yeah, didn't know that.
Did you get it? Do you feel like you covered it all?
Um,
Because you can tell if you missed anything, you can look right in that camera right
yeah,
there. Do it right
I
now.
just wanted to say thanks to the judges and to the festival for having me and for giving us the award.
What are you looking to do next?
I'm working on my first feature right now, and writing, being lonely most of the time, researching, and hopefully someday get the funding, but it takes time.
Well, on behalf of everybody in Dallas, thank you for making the trip. I
Yes,
know
sir.
that's not an easy trip to make.
Yeah, thank you for having
But
me.
hopefully, when you're flying home, you can kind of rest easy now because you know that you're going home with that award in your
Yeah.
pocket.
And we're
Yeah,
getting the
super.
signal that we got to let you go. But
right.
before that, we want to do some shameless self promotion. So tell everybody, where can they get a hold of you? Where can they find the film? All of the websites and the social media. Go.
You can find our film on Instagram. It's Kruste under whatever film. It's Kruste. It's the German word for it. And you can find me, Jens, Georg, which is also probably super hard to find, but you'll get there.
Oh, they'll get there probably even through the Diff website. They'll
Yeah,
be able to.
yeah.
Congratulations. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
sitting down with us. Go enjoy the evening, my friend.
Thank you.
Man, we are rocking and rolling. The Clubhouse Podcast live at the Dallas International Film. I got headphones on. I can't hear you. Okay, we got 3 for 3 here. The Cavalcade of Stars continues. We are live from the Violet Crown, Dallas, for the Dallas International Film Festival. It's hard to believe we've been doing this for 10 years of the 18. Go ahead and get right up on that mic. Tell everybody who you are.
Who I am?
Yeah, we're going to start there.
My name is Laura Campbell. I am the co-director, co-star of Playdate that just won the Grand Jury Prize for Best Short.
That we talked to last week. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There's less of you
Congratulations.
guys this time.
There are many less of us. I'm very alone, you guys. I'm very grateful you're here because my 3 cohorts aren't here with me anymore. But
I always listen back to the show
Yeah.
after, and I was
Uh-huh.
listening to you guys' section and listening to you.
Oh, look,
James Faust, you leave my stuff
sabotaging-
alone.
sabotaging
You leave my stuff alone,
the
James Faust. Just watching you guys try to pitch to each other. It's like, you answer this question. You answer this. And I'm in my car and I'm just smiling.
We're very democratic.
So
we
tell
really love
us
each other.
tell us again which award you won.
We won the Grand Jury Prize for Best Short of
That's
the
fantastic.
festival.
That is
Congratulations.
amazing.
That's
Thank
really
you.
cool.
It's mind blowing. I
Yeah.
can't believe it's happening. I'm shocked and floored and grateful and humbled and whatever.
So last week we asked you guys about being in the room watching the short. Did you do it?
We did. We watched it was the first time we'd ever seen it in a theater with an audience. It's
Well,
the
there you
world
go.
premiere.
Okay.
So Amberly and I were sitting there. We actually were sitting on the floor because we wanted to get as many people in there as possible. So we're like, no, you take the seats. You take the seats. And then we were sitting on the floor and this amazing staff of Diff came in, brought us in chairs. So we were just sitting there and halfway through the film, Amberly just reaches over and grabs my arm and squeezes it as tight as she can. We both burst into tears. And it was, it's beautiful. Yeah.
But what a great moment to be
Absolutely.
together for, you know?
Oh, it was magical. Yeah.
We've been asking this to all the winners we've talked to so far. They announce your film to win. What's the first thing that goes through your mind?
Fuck.
Oh, hey.
Sorry. Shoot.
That gets our PG-13. We
Sorry.
get one. We get one.
We get one. Oh,
Okay.
I'm the one. I mean, I guess.
I
mean,
think
that-
she said flock
did-
of seagulls.
I
is
did
what she
ask
said.
the question, so
Seagulls.
technically I opened the door.
Oh, I'm sorry.
were
no,
you
I
you
think I just
prepared
was like-
for it?
No. I mean, I like any sort of filmmaker. I sort of thought about what I would say, practice in the mirror kind of thing. But no, I was not prepared for it. There's so many amazing films here. In my block alone, I was like, these things are the one right before me won Sundance. Like, I'm like, this is insane. They're so good. There's no way, yeah, it was amazing.
You're not going to sleep tonight, are you?
I'm what?
You're not going to sleep tonight.
No, probably not.
The energy level is like through the roof right now.
I know. I got to breathe.
Hey, you got to savor that. You got to enjoy it. Listen, it's a
Yeah.
great feeling.
It is.
Feed off of that. Yeah,
Thank
seriously.
you. Thank
Have you reached out to social media people? I'm like, we need you to put an extra graphic on the social media right now that says a winner, please, right now. I need this on now.
No, I haven't even looked at it yet. Somebody recorded a video. They said, "Can I post it?" I'm like, "I don't know what it is, but sure." I have no idea. Yeah.
Did they? Oh, so they probably because they were streaming.
Yeah.
I
James
noticed
was
when I
streaming
got
in his
here.
Glasses.
Yeah,
He's
I
got these
saw. I got a
glasses.
notification on Instagram that they were streaming. I was like, oh, tonight's the award ceremony too.
Yeah. So it's on there. It's out there. So yeah, I'm excited to share it with everybody.
Where's it going next?
Well, we're developing it into a limited series. So
Really?
Yeah. So the short film itself is about these two moms, and it's capturing a time a year after a school shooting when they come back together again and have a surprise reenactment of their daughter's last play date together.
Yeah.
And so we're exploring the idea of looking at these two moms who are best friends and their daughters were best friends, seeing them before the event, during the event, and then after the event, the repercussions culminating in the scene of the short film that we made.
So if you had your druthers,
Yeah.
who would carry it?
Who would take it on?
Like who would air it?
Who is your ideal host for that? Like, are you thinking like a specific streaming channel that would be perfect for it?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I would love to be on HBO. Yeah. That'd be amazing. Anything. I mean, Reese Witherspoon, I feel like would do really well with this, with her
Sure.
Hello Sunshine. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, if you don't put it out there to the universe, it don't happen.
That's right. That's right. Anybody, like Amazon just did the expats. I think it's very similar to that in style. So I think anybody involved in that, if you're listening.
I'm
Yeah.
getting the 2-minute
us a call.
signal. So
Oh,
just like last night
Yeah.
or last week, God,
Yeah.
time is a construct. Tell everybody where can they find the film, where they can get a hold of you guys, all the things.
you can find the film on Instagram at Playdate the Film. Our website is playdate-film.com. You can find me at Laura E.A. Campbell on Instagram. And you can find my co-director. I wish I knew her Instagram off the top of my head, but I can find it. Amberly Colson is her name. She's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous human who shines like a bright light of a magical unicorn, and you won't miss her.
And
Thank you so much for coming back and sitting with us. Congratulations.
So many congratulations. to you.
Absolutely.
That's
Thank you
fantastic.
guys. Thank you. I'm so grateful to
Yeah.
be here.
Oh,
Thank
no,
you both
thank
so
you.
I'm happy we
much.
could share in that moment with you.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Oh, cheers.
We are still live here at the Dallas International Film. It's the closing night of the festival. It is our busy season, as the kids like to say. Coming up in a couple of weeks, we will have an audio-only episode from the Real Owl Cinema Film Festival at Garland High School.
I think she's our first repeat since Tanner or Jorge Luna.
We've had 2 repeats tonight because Mr. Guitar was here last week.
Okay.
Oh, wait, this is 4. 4 winners. Come on in.
Where do I sit here?
Wherever you want to.
That's fine. Yeah.
And talk right into that microphone. Tell us who you are.
Hey there.
Right up on that thing.
Right up on.
Yep.
Right up on it.
There you
right
go.
Up on it. Can we do this? Can we
Yep,
do this?
you can-
Oh, look at that.
Whatever works for you, my friend.
My name is Jean-Pierre Kaner. Jean-Pierre Kaner. I'm here with the film Stakes is High, and we just won the Narrative Jury Prize for Best Feature Film. Narrative Feature Film.
Outstanding.
Congratulations.
Tell us about the film.
Well, the film is about an actor named Will Golden who's trying to stay afloat, and his life is turned upside down when he leases a car to drive for a rideshare company. He quickly realizes he can't afford his apartment and the car, and think about how much money you could save if you didn't have to pay rent.
Yeah.
So it's about living on the edge in Hollywood, driving around the clock to try to get ahead and still hold on to the dream.
Did you write the script as well?
I wrote, directed, produced, and edited. And I don't want to. I shouldn't even advertise all that. But that's the journey of it. I mean, ultimately, I knew that I wasn't going to get. I wasn't going to be plucked. There was no money coming from the sky. There was no nepotism involved. So I, built my career working on set and then in post-production preparing to be able to make a feature film with all my skill and to establish myself as a director without needing to play a prolonged game where you need to show and prove. You need to make the first one in order to make the next one.
Where did the story come from?
Well, the story, I had written a script that was about gentrification. I lived in Silver Lake, which is a very hip part of Los Angeles, and I moved there in 2003. And I live in the same apartment, and so I've seen that whole world change. And I wrote a script about that that's like a film noir, and I was like, oh, this is great, but it's going to take some money. So I was looking for a project I could do with very limited resources. And I was listening to the radio one day, and I heard on a news program about a group of Lyft and Uber drivers that were living in their car. And I thought, oh, wow, that's interesting, because I know people that have fallen on hard times. And there was a summer where I lived in a car, and I think that kind of thing happens. And you're like, oh, that's tough luck. But when a group of people have that happen to them, then I began to think, well, maybe there's something else going on here. Maybe these apps are engineered in more way than one. And so that was kind of an idea that was floating in my mind. And I thought, well, wherever we park the car, we can make the movie. So if we get kicked out, we
There
can
you
make
go.
the movie somewhere else. So that was also a big part of it.
Before Diff, how many times had you screened the film?
This is our world premiere.
Oh,
so
congratulations.
you're 1 for 1 right now.
Yeah.
You are batting 1,000, my friend.
Well, this is I guess that comes with the expectation of winning things, and I never had the expectation. I mean, this movie was made with a crew of about 6 people to 10 people, and the 10 people were only there for about 4 or 5 of the 16 days that we shot. So to make something so intimately, and then in post to have just like maybe 4 people involved.
How many of them know you won? Do they all know yet?
I texted my producer and supporter. I have a group text with my wife, Shaz Bennett. She's a writer-director. She produced the film. My producer / AD, Vicky. My lead actor, Rahad Coulter Stevenson. He was here earlier in the week, and also my other lead actor, Kestrin Pantera. So they all know, but I'm going to do an Instagram post when we're done to let everybody know.
Nice.
We're getting the wrap up time, but real quickly, tell people where they can find out more about the film and you.
Well, we do have an Instagram called Stakes is High Movie. I don't know that there's much information there. I have an Instagram account that's just my name, Jean-Pierre Caner, but I post a bunch of weird art stuff. I don't know that that's going to be helpful either. But
hey, followers is followers.
Yeah. I would say check out the Stakes is High Movie Instagram, and hopefully it'll get online by the end of the year. We'll have some.
Do you have any other festivals lined up?
I think we're going to be playing in New Jersey at the beginning of June, the New Jersey International Film Festival. And then there's another smaller fest in New York we're doing. So.
Oh, cool. Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
Enjoy
what a pleasure.
evening.
Yeah, we'll do. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. The Clubhouse Podcast again live at the final night of the Dallas International Film Festival. Mark Walters from BigFanboy.com joins us 2 episodes in a row. We got more people coming. Five winners. 5 winners. Come on all the way down here. I don't bite unless provoked. So get right up on that microphone. Tell us who you are. Sure. Whatever works for you.
Hi, my name is Megan Hundall Street. I'm a
Get right up
producer.
on that thing.
My name is Megan
There we go.
Hundall Street. I'm a producer with Printed Black.
My name is Tomas Navia, and I'm also a producer on Printed Black, which is a feature-length documentary following the staff of the Uvalde Leader News, a local newspaper in Uvalde, Texas, for a year after the mass shooting that happened at Robb Elementary almost 2 years ago. It also follows one of their staff members, Kimberly Rubio, who lost her daughter, Lexi, in the shooting.
Oh, wow. And what award did you guys win?
Best documentary feature.
Get right on there.
Grand jury for best documentary feature.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Thank you.
Congratulations. It's obviously it's a tough subject matter to tackle, but also very important. I think a lot of people, we feel like we can't learn enough about this and find out more about this. So was it a little daunting for you guys to approach this? What was your thought process when you started on this journey?
It was very overwhelming for me. I had covered Columbine 25 years ago, and I had at one point in time lived in Uvalde. So for me, this was really a deeply personal story. We were lucky we were lucky that we were part of a bigger ABC News initiative, which was called Uvalde 365. So we had about 10 producers who stayed in Uvalde for the better part of the year. Our boss, Cindy Galley, said at the very beginning of the project, she said, what would happen if the producers and the news crews didn't leave after 2 weeks of the news breaking? What would happen if we stayed for a year? And ABC News made a commitment to stay in Uvalde for the full year.
Yeah.
You say when you said it's been 2 years already.
I know it's hard to believe. Yeah.
Yeah, later this month.
And this story has been with you this entire time. When you're watching the documentary, how many times have you screened it?
Too many to count. I mean, for me personally, I've done so many watches, but we had 2 screenings here. We had the world premiere and then a second screening.
Okay, so
outside.
publicly, the world premiere was
Yes.
before Diff or during Diff?
During Diff.
So you world premiered it here.
Yes.
Watching it again with a group of people.
Yeah.
I mean, what goes through your mind at that? Because you've watched it so many times, but now I'm watching it with a whole room full of people that have never seen what we've done. Talk about that experience.
For me, that was one of the highlights of this entire experience. I'd never watched anything I'd worked on in a theater with other people. So it was a novel experience to be able to hear in the theater in real time people's reactions to the film, but then also be able to speak with them after if they came up to us or asked us questions during Q&As to see the way that it resonated with them. I mean, that was a really, really special thing. And we had Kimberly Rubio and her husband Felix, who came for the premiere, as well as a lot of the staff of the Uvalde Leader News, and to have them in the audience was such an honor.
Talk about the Q&A for a minute. How was that experience? Because again, you're premiering it here. You're getting questions that you hadn't maybe dealt with before. Was there anything that stood out for you?
I think what we
They're
realized.
right up on it.
I think
There you go.
I think what we realized was that we have really lived the story. The people in Uvalde have really lived the story, and what became obvious in the Q&A is that everyone still doesn't know some of the details that came out in the documentary like we do. And I think that was, one of the things that became very obvious to us, that we were still educating people about what had happened in Uvalde.
Do you have any plans for it from here?
Yeah, so this will be publicly available. It'll be more widely distributed on ABC News Live, which is one of ABC
Very
News'
nice.
streaming channels.
Congratulations.
And then it'll live on Hulu, but that'll be soon, later this year.
Anything coming up that you guys want to talk about? Or are you just like, we need to breathe a little bit now?
Yeah,
I'm
sure it's been.
It is.
quite
It is a
journey.
little
It is
warm. It's a little warm in
yeah.
here.
I think we're ready for maybe a little bit of dinner and some downtime.
Yeah.
And then the after party. You going to the after party?
We didn't know there was one till we got here, but it's also a school night.
Oh, okay.
I have a day job, so I could get up in the morning.
I don't have a kid tonight. Or
Well, there's
so I'm going out.
that day. I'm not mad at you.
Okay.
Party for me a little bit.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere that you want people, if they want to find you, if they want to find the film, social media websites that you want them to connect with you on?
You can follow Uvalde 365 on ABC News. So if you go to the website, abcnews.com, and you just type in Uvalde 365, you can see all the work that was done for the past year in Uvalde.
Oh, wow.
And then I'm sure as we get closer to its airing, ABC News Live, the streaming channel, they have an Instagram page. They'll definitely be pushing it on their page, so you can keep up to date with when we'll be out on that.
Okay, we've asked all of the people that have won so far. We got to ask you guys. First thing that went through your mind when they said your name.
Can I swear?
We've already had one F-bomb. That gets us our PG-13.
No, it was incredible. It was incredible. It was very emotional. And I just was like, wait, did they just say our name? Like, did they say Print It Black?
Were you prepared, or do you think you got everything covered you wanted to say when you had to go up there and accept the award? Because if not, we're streaming live.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, I think we covered it. I think for us, it was just that we wanted to make sure that the 21 that we lost in Uvalde were always at the forefront and that we remember
Absolutely.
them. And so it was really important to us to make sure that people knew, and it was not lost on us, that we wouldn't have been here today to accept an award or to have made a film had we not lost 21 people in Uvalde.
Well, we cannot say congratulations enough. Obviously, as I said, it's sensitive subject matter to tackle, but
Yes.
thank you for taking the time to do it, because I think all of us, this hit everybody so hard, and so it's important that we shine a spotlight on it in the best way possible. And thank you guys for doing what you did, and
you.
congratulations,
Thank you
really
so much.
seriously.
Go enjoy the evening. Thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Oh, we're good.
Thank
You got it? All right.
I'm going to go get some air.
Yeah, understandable.
All right.
Thank you.
The Clubhouse Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things sports, entertainment, pop culture, and pro wrestling every Thursday night, normally at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Brian Burns in the chat room, one of my favorite people on the entire planet. He says he wants to be on the panel for this next year. Brother, you get here, we'll put you on. I ain't scared.
Are we sure that mic is on? Because I
Yeah,
can't
it's
hear.
on.
Okay. Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's just not coming through very loudly.
Well, it's knowing how to use it, really, more than anything. Because a lot of these people aren't used to stuff like this. You and I do this all the time.
Well, and it has to do with the tones in your voice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Man, that's to go from screening at a film festival to ABC News Live.
Nothing
that's
wrong with that.
Very impressive. Very impressive. So
I'm very excited. I thought we almost had Faust for a minute.
he's like evading us, right?
He's gonna have to close it out because the red carpet's almost over.
How much time do we have left?
For this show, normally we got about 40 minutes.
Oh, we have 40 minutes left.
Speaking of film festivals, did you see the big film festival announcement this week?
I guess I did not.
Slam Dance is moving.
No.
They're moving out of Park City. They're going to be in LA next year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the sister film festival to Sundance is leaving that area, which I thought was very interesting because I want to say Did they come up together? Because I don't know enough about the history of Slam Dance.
Well, I mean, Slam Dance was later, like I think several years later, wasn't it? You know who would be a really good person to ask that
James
question
Faust.
to? James Faust. Because he would know the answers to it. I was also trying to see, I sent Don on a mission. I was hoping he could track down, because I saw him over here just a second ago, Nori Niven, who is a really wonderful film director and great supporter of Diff.
That you spoke very highly of earlier in the show.
Yes, yeah, he's been very influential to a lot of local filmmakers, and he's been in the business forever. I mean, the guy knows everybody. So I was hoping we could get him, but it's possible he's already left. So, but yeah, it does.
There's
look
still
like
a lot going on the red carpet.
there is, yeah,
Which is
and there's still people coming in the door too. So, yeah, we may see some more folks over here. But listen, I think we need to task Don with. He needs to force James Faust to come over here. I mean, if Faust doesn't come over here and give us 5 minutes, then there's something wrong with all this.
Shout out to Ricardo. I just saw Ricardo checked in, giving us some love on
What's
the
up,
Facebook
Ricardo?
feed. Hey, Ricardo, glad you're here. We always have the best time. And the thing especially about the Dallas International Film Festival is it's so unpredictable.
Did we just have 5 back-to-back winners?
We did. We're five
That's
out
pretty
of the
cool.
6 people that have sit down with us.
And Philip Guitar, man, the chameleon.
I'm so glad he said that, because I was like, wait a minute. You don't have a hat on. You're wearing a
coulda
suit.
swore- did he have like glasses or something on the other night? When we
No,
talked to
that
him?
was the guy that Daniel.
Well, the
brought.
second he opened his mouth, I was like, oh yeah, it's Philip Guitar. Like I knew that's who it was. But he was definitely dressed very differently than he was when he was on here Saturday night. So, but yeah, that was very cool, and you could tell he really appreciated the fact that he had won.
Yeah, and we love that. We love when people are that excited. I mean, all the people that we've talked to that have won awards, just genuinely happy.
Yeah,
And that's what you want.
absolutely.
And Diff delivers that.
yeah,
I mean, everything has, as always, has been top notch in the film festival. Of course, when the world shut down, there were pivots made, and they still had some things available. But seeing everybody back, we had a very quick show last year, but seeing the film festival back to what I remember it being pre-2020.
it's gone through a very interesting journey. Like when we were talking to Sarah earlier about, going back to like the Deep Ellum Film Festival days, and when I first started coming to this and seeing
Does that 18 years include the AFI and Deep Ellum days?
well, AFI came after Deep Ellum.
Right, but does that 18 year, like this being the 18th year, does that include that time?
Oh, well, that's a really good question. I would assume so, but who would be a really good person to ask that question to? James Faust. But
We've already said it more than 3 times. Doesn't he appear at that
I know
point?
normally if you say it 3 times, he'll appear. But no, it's funny because remembering what it was like when I first went to it, and I think I can say this safely. It was a pretty humble setup.
Mhm.
It was in a bar. I want to say it was maybe at Sons of Herman Hall, if I remember correctly. And they just had a podium, and Michael Caine would get up and talk about the films,
Not
talk
that
about
Michael
the
Caine.
filmmakers. Not that Michael Caine, but where is Michael Caine? Is he here?
I saw a picture of him earlier online where he was at a movie at the Texas.
But you had a lot of filmmakers and certain actors and actresses that were just kind of milling about, and it was very sort of laid back, almost like just a private party. And then watching it grow from there, and the red carpet's getting bigger and bigger, the presentations getting bigger and bigger, the local news coverage, the national news coverage getting bigger and bigger,
Mhm.
and really seeing what it turned into. It was quite an amazing experience. And like you said, there was that period during COVID where everything kind of went away for a while, and then seeing it come back, and I feel like it's back, baby.
Do you remember your first wow moment at the festival in any of its iterations?
Man, there's been a lot of great moments. I mean, I've met so many people that I don't know that I would have met otherwise. Like Karen Black, I had a wonderful experience with Karen Black. She sang to me. It was
geez.
like, yeah, it was really cool. They had Anne Margaret at one of the festivals.
Oh, that would have been fantastic.
Blythe Danner. There's been a lot of really
I
cool
think-
people that have come through.
I think, was that when she was promoting the movie she did with Sam Elliott?
Yes.
I'll
love
See You
that
in My
film.
Dreams. I
See
believe
You
was
in
the
My
name of it.
Dreams,
And we
yes.
watched that at the Majestic, if I remember correctly. Or was that at Moody?
I don't remember. The screening I saw of that, I want to say was at Angelica, but I could be wrong. It might have been somewhere else.
Because it opened the festival one year.
Yeah, and the director of that film also directed another film that called Lucky, I think, which I knew him from that. I'd interviewed him from that, so it was great seeing him come back to the festival and show another movie. But yeah, there's been just a lot of really wonderful people, and great
There's
to
James
see
Faust.
and James Faust. So there's Daniel.
There's Daniel.
And if anybody could track down James Faust and get
He
him
just
over
walked in.
here,
He
it's
just
Daniel.
walked in. We have a visual on James Faust. No, he's right over there. We have a visual. Oh, Don's bringing us somebody.
It's not James Faust.
It is
I
not
know
James
that.
Faust.
It's not James Faust.
All right, come on in. Feel free to pick a mic, sit right in front of it.
This has been
Oh,
fantastic.
come on down, because Mark's got to sit on the end over there.
Terrifying and awkward all at the same
All right,
time.
speak right to that microphone. Tell us who you are.
I'm Jack Warner. I'm the writer of Adventures in Serial Killing, this year's winner for Best Comedy.
All right.
Let's go. We're 6 for 6 now. 6 out of 7 guests tonight.
Oh, yay.
All winners.
Jack, we've had all winners. We're just going to have to make the show all winners all the time. So.
Well, you guys are. So
Well,
I
that
guess
means
I'll
I
do
have,
the
club.
that means I have to leave.
Oh.
But when did the film show?
It hasn't. It hasn't been
Oh.
made. It's just a screenplay.
Oh, okay.
Event
I'm sorry.
Horizon-
I
No, don't be
completely
sorry.
blows
It's all good. I'm the weird kid in the room. Event Horizon Films sponsored a screenwriting contest. They had a best drama, they had a best Texas script, and they had best comedy. So this year I won best comedy, and I also made the semifinals for best drama.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Yep.
So, Jack, I have to ask because it's kind of a hot topic of the moment right now. You just won for screenwriting. We've got all these idiots now that are trying to force AI into screenwriting. Please talk about the importance of a human being writing a script
Yes.
versus AI.
Yes.
Every single one of my scripts has a part of me in it. Either it's family or it's personal things. There's no way that any artificial intelligence can come from a personal point of view.
I agree.
And to have that woven through a script, obvious or not obvious, is again something that can't be replicated.
Yeah.
There's a lot of personal things. When I say personal things, I mean it's some of it's heartbreak, and a machine's not going to have heartbreak. Some of it's terror. Some of it is admission of problems that you may have had. But scripts come from a human place, and they cause human emotions when they're responded to. So I really can't see something as sterile as a machine coming up with that.
I agree.
I mean, it can replicate how Quentin Tarantino writes. It can replicate how people write, but it's not going to replicate their heart and the reason why they wrote it.
It's going to take what exists and twists it versus
Right.
putting something new
Right.
into it. Now that you've won the award, when does it get made?
Oh, I don't know when it gets made. I hope somebody was interested in it. I hope someone reaches out. They can find me at jackwarnerwriter.com or follow me on Instagram on Jack Warner Writer, or just get a hold of me. I've got
See,
lots of
Jack
scripts.
knows the smart thing to do because we were going to ask
Yep,
you that.
'cause you
and
do
you were
shameless
way ahead of
self-promotion.
us. You were ahead of us on it.
Well, I've got cards to give out.
Yeah, there you go.
Just come find me, and if you're interested, I'd love to talk. And
Give us the 2-minute summary of the film.
Adventures in Serial Killing.
Yes.
2 kids find out that one of their parents is a serial killer, and they enlist the other parent to bring the other to justice.
I love
Interesting.
I love it.
But it's comedic because it's sort of like John Hughes and Kevin Smith had a baby.
Yeah.
and
See,
then
now you're in
took
my
it to go see
wheelhouse.
Scream.
Now you're in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting a high sign. Thank
Well,
you so
Jack-
much for sitting
thank
down.
you.
Jack was ahead of us.
Jack,
He's got the
Jack,
plugs in
Jack
and
did the
everything.
plugs already, so
Thank
we
you,
don't have to do that.
Thank you, Jack. Congratulations.
All right. Ricardo's already following him on Instagram. So Ricardo's already on top of it. Oh, easy. Ooh. Oh. I just had a Wile E. Coyote moment just now. More people, come on in. Y'all come on in. I don't bite unless provoked.
Should I get cozy with you?
Come on, you're more than welcome to. All right, Mark said he's going to sit out so we can have all three of you in here.
Awesome.
Come on in, have a seat. Get right on top of those microphones. Tell us who you are.
Isabella Brazier with Losing Grace, Finding Hope.
Ah,
Sue Longcar, executive producer of Losing Grace, Finding Hope.
Marcia Carroll, writer, producer, director, Losing Grace, Finding Hope.
I was doing my reading on this today, but I want you guys to talk about this film because this is a very personal film. This is a film that is apropos for the month we are in. So please talk about this film. Tell everybody out there about it. Get right on top of that thing.
Sue and I have been dear friends for about 20 years. So she asked me to do the documentary about the loss of Grace Longcar, who subsequently took her own life after finding her father's gun, which was mistakenly left in the house. And then 8 days later, Brian Longcar, a prominent Dallas attorney, died by an accidental drug-induced heart attack. So when she asked me to do this, of course, you know, the task becomes, how can I tell this story in a way that will do justice to this family's remarkable journey and at the same time resonate with the viewers we're hoping to reach. Suicide's an epidemic. It's on the rise. And for that very reason, society tends to get desensitized to it. And so I knew the way to make it was just to mirror as closely as possible what actually happened in real life and make the audience feel the shock of these double tragedies and then just drop them into the mire with the family as they present and work through the aftermath of that journey.
How many times has the film been shown publicly?
It's been shown in 2 festivals. That's it.
Okay. Watching it with an audience, talk about that experience, because I have no doubt you did Q&As for both screenings. What do you go through as you're watching people watch this story unfold? Any of y'all can talk. That's why we all got microphones.
I mean, I think one of the most beautiful parts of the film is, even though I was part of the producing process and I heard
Get right up on that thing.
certain sequences of it, I could even recite almost perfectly, even to this day. But every time I watch it, I see something that I didn't notice before, and hearing members of the audience gasp or cry or sob at different portions, it kind of magnifies and, you know, really highlights some of the grief that we don't always talk about every single day, because we are pouring our hearts and souls into this film. But at the end of the day, I mean, some of these scenes are so heartfelt and so gut-wrenching, and there are stories that, even knowing Grace for 10 years, I didn't know. And so it just brings up a whole new level of emotion.
How long did you work on the film?
2 years.
I'm trying to formulate words here. It's here. It's not here. Because it's just like, when you're in the editing room in post-production, I can't even imagine what you have to go through to do that when you're watching all this footage over and over and over again as you're trying to tell the story you want to tell. Do you give yourself, for lack of a better term, do you give yourself limits? Do you say, I'm only going to work on this for so long today because I need to exhale a little bit before I can look at it, look at this again, because I want to make sure I'm getting it right and not getting caught up in what I'm doing? Like, do you set those limits, or do you just kind of take it as it comes?
I dove into the pool.
Oh, wow.
You know, I don't know if that's the healthiest way to go about it, but when you're a true independent filmmaker, and I only mean that when you don't have any connections and nobody knows who you are and you're working on a limited budget, you are in it. And I think you have to keep the momentum going so you don't lose team members to other projects. So no, I was immersed. I don't even use software. I hand transcribed all the footage.
Oh, wow.
By hand, and then I made a hard copy. So all of the interview content, all of the footage, and I know that sounds insane, but the truth of the matter is, when you do that, it's so ingrained in you that you become such a great foundation for the rest of your team, so they can just work their magic. They're not, you know, scrunching around trying to find the footage. You've already categorized it for them, and so it's a real strong place to go from. I know for Sue, my challenge was just wearing so many hats as the writer, producer, director. It's not easy to do that. But for Sue, Grace's mom, I think her challenges were a lot different. Her challenge was having to revisit all of this on cue, on set. Do you want to talk about that a little?
Yeah.
Get right up on that microphone if you would, so everybody can
Okay.
hear you.
This is this close enough?
I got you on my ears.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, it was, and it's one thing to sit in your bedroom and cry. It's another thing to sit there on camera with a cameraman and all that and describe how your daughter died and how you found her and how you felt about finding her and letting people into that inner sanctum of feelings that you have, and even the feelings of anger that you have at your husband that he left the gun out. Those are really private feelings.
Absolutely.
But you want people to know the truth, and you want people to know that you're being honest. And I think people did know that, and they sense that. And I think people respect that honesty and that vulnerability, and it allows them and hopefully encourages them to be honest and vulnerable about something in their life that could help someone else.
And I love that perspective, because everybody has their own process.
Everybody.
And nobody's process is the same. And for you to be able to say, like, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to talk about this. Sorry, I kind of got me a little bit there. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to talk about this, and I'm going to be vulnerable, and I'm going to open up. And we actually have a question from our chat room, and I think we've already answered it, of what was the hardest part of this, whether it was pre, during, or post-production. And that's got to be at least on the medal stand, because as an interviewer, you want to make sure that you're telling the whole story, but you also, as an interviewee, to have to go through it all again and to have that level of connection with your interviewer and that level of comfort. I mean, that's incredible. And the fact that you were able to get the film done, bring it to somewhere like the Dallas International Film Festival. You were talking earlier how you were watching people get emotional. Do you kind of have to, when you see that, do you have to step away, or do you want to just stay there with them as this unfolds with them? Talk about that process a little bit.
It's unbelievably validating to witness that we got the story right and that it's resonating in the way that we're hoping it will. I think the thing that really was so poignant for me tonight was when several people came up to me and said, we didn't know her, but we feel like we did. And I think we all felt really, that was just a beautiful gift to have audience members say, we felt like we got to know Grace through this movie. Didn't you feel that way, Sue?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I've had a lot of
You're right up
people
on that
say
thing.
that.
You're right about here.
Oh,
There you
I'm
go.
sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I've had a lot of people say that to me, that they didn't know her before and they felt like they knew her now after watching the movie. That just makes my heart sing, because she was a fabulous person and she made a bad choice, and an impetuous choice that unfortunately millions of teenagers make across the world impetuously, because their hormones are running wild and their emotions are at an all-time high. Their self-esteem is low. They doubt themselves, and they just make this instantaneous decision, and they don't realize the lifetime consequences or the hurt that they're going to inflict on those. She would have never wanted to hurt me the way that she has hurt me. She would be horrified. I almost hope she can't see how much she's hurt me and her brothers and sisters, because I know she thought she didn't matter that much, that she wasn't worth that much.
Are there plans for where the film is going from here that you want to talk about?
Well, we world premiered at Greenwich International Film Festival a month ago, and they found us. We didn't even pursue them, and the
Wow.
film is now up for a $10,000 Social Impact Award, which is really wonderful.
Congratulations.
And then we're making our Southwest Texas Dallas premiere here with Diff, which I want to just tell you, we are so over the moon. I remember we were all talking about it one day, and I said, look, I'm going to submit to Diff, but we're not going to get in. They're out of our league. And when I got that call from James Faust, I was like, oh my gosh.
James Faust, who is one of our favorite humans in the world.
Well, how could you not adore him?
Yeah.
I mean, Amber Eckleberry, Beth Wilbins. I mean, the whole team is exceptional, and it's been the most incredible, extraordinary, experience for us to get this kind of exposure and validation in our hometown.
And on the last day of the festival too,
I
which
know.
is outstanding. If people want to reach out to you guys, they want to have the film, they want to know everything about the film. Camera's right there with the dot. Tell them where can websites, social media, everything, because this is an important film that needs to be seen.
Okay. They can email losinggracefindinghope@gmail.com. They can message us at losinggracefindinghope.doc on Instagram. And they can also reach out to the Grace Longcar Foundation, www.gracelongcarfoundation, is it .com or .org.com. Those are all of the places, and we're actively, I'm watching those every day. And if you reach out, we will respond.
We cannot thank you guys enough for sitting down today. This was a fantastic conversation. All the best to wherever the film goes. That awareness is one of the most important things that we can do. And from the energy that you brought to this, that's what you're doing. So congratulations. Go enjoy the evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
We are honored to do so. I don't, but if you just want to take a picture of that QR code right there, that'll give you everything.
Honey, can I just have my... Thank you so much.
Oh, no. Honored to do it. Yeah, my co-host, who's actually not here tonight, he designed the QR code. So it's got all of our social media, the website, everything. Here you go. No. It Linktree, and then put your passcode in, and that should take you to...
So much. You tell I direct, but I don't do technology.
Oh, that's all right. You're good. And that's, if you'll just scroll down, it gives you all of our social media,
my gosh.
everything. So you,
Thank you for having us.
the honor is ours.
Thank you so much. That was
much.
awesome.
Thank you.
Is this the end of your ride?
We're getting close until they stop bringing us people or tell us to leave, whichever
you
comes
have a
first.
fabulous voice. What a great interviewer.
Thank you. I always say I have the perfect face for radio, so I think we're in a good place. So, the Clubhouse Podcast live at the Dallas International Film Festival. It is the closing night of the festival. Mark Walters will be rejoining me momentarily. I see Don over in the distance working the red carpet like he does. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you very much. Good job.
Great questions from Ricardo in the chat room, which was pretty cool.
It's always great when the chat interacts with us.
I love that.
So,
I am such a fan of that. Which is why I had to take an external monitor and put it here so I can see, because that laptop is the one recording this.
yeah.
So, wow.
I think things are starting to wind down. It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, we're at the
every time you look over there-
117 mark.
Yeah.
So
13
also,
minutes.
just while we're waiting, make sure you hit that QR code, just like we did with the ladies up here just a moment ago. That'll take you to our link tree where you can find out everything you need to know. Remember, if you like having your podcasts on the go, we are available on Apple Podcasts. We are also available on Prime, Amazon Music, that's what they're calling it these days, as well as Spotify. So we're fancy.
Was Daniel just telling us to wrap it up?
I don't know.
I
I'm
don't know
waiting.
what that was
I got to get that word from Don,
I don't know.
because usually
I
Don will
think
tell me.
Maybe he means it's wrapping up.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because Don will usually tell me like last one or whatever.
I'm guessing if he's over here hanging around, then there must not be anything.
Well,
for
I've
him
seen
to
a
do
couple
over
of people
there.
that have packed up over
Yeah.
there. So, and I think like I recognize a couple of people that might have been pressed that are currently on the carpet. I think maybe.
Okay.
I know this is riveting podcasting.
Yes,
right
it
now.
is. It absolutely is.
But
Well,
we're
I
just
mean,
going to keep it because we don't have a separate camera to show you guys. Which
Yeah.
we should work on that. Get a secondary camera that's just on the red carpet.
Well, all I can say, just as we kind of close this out, is that it's been great to be back, because this is my first time back at Diff. I want to say
It's been a minute.
I want to say since before COVID, but maybe Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe I came back once. I think it just always kind of fell on a time when I was either out of town or I had a convention and I wasn't able to.
Let's
break
talk about
away.
your next one coming up.
Sure, why not? Dallas Comic Show will be back on August 24th and 25th.
That's the weekend before Labor Day.
Yes, the weekend before Labor Day. We've already announced Reb Brown,
The OG Captain America,
OG Captain
who I
America.
got to talk to recently and is a fantastic human.
Also, your Hunter from the Future.
We actually talked about that.
So Ben Dunn, who's one of our regular guests at Dallas Comic Show, the godfather of American manga, is actually producing a Your comic book. He has the rights for Your.
Really?
And he's producing a Your comic book. So we're trying to figure out some kind of like convention exclusive, something that
Does Reb know?
Reb could sign. Yeah, I've talked to Reb about
Okay,
it.
good.
He's excited about it. So hopefully we'll be making announcements towards that soon. And we've got a lot more guests that we're going to announce, but there's a couple we got to kind of hold off on until we get the contract
absolutely.
signed.
Can I tell you what happened
So-
during his panel at
Yeah.
Hill Country? I asked him about, because he met his wife when they were both guest starring on a TV variety show.
Oh, okay.
And he talked about how they've been together for all these years, and he got kind of weepy a little bit. Right in the middle of the panel, his phone rings.
And it's his wife.
His wife calls him in the middle, and he picks up. He's like, "Oh, hey, honey, I'm in the middle of the Q&A," and he puts her on speakerphone so everybody in the room can say hello
Oh,
to
that's
her.
funny.
And she's going, "I am so sorry." I'm like, "No, this is the most amazing thing ever."
That's great.
And I'm wearing Brooks tennis shoes. He had those that were actually Captain America themed.
Yeah, yeah.
And I asked him if he threw the shoe, if it would come back, and he's like, "I don't know. I've never tried."
It's funny. I hosted a panel with him in Albuquerque once, and it was a really cool panel because it was him, Sam Jones, and Lou Ferrigno. So it was like basically our childhood,
The OG Avengers.
Yeah, it's funny. I've hosted a lot of Q&As. I've hosted a lot of really cool. I mean, I've been on stage with Arnold Schwarzenegger, stuff like that. But there was something about that panel that when I did it, I thought I really feel like I'm like, this is my childhood sitting on stage with me, and it was so cool to be up there for that. And Reb actually, while we were talking, we were kind of talking about what it meant to him to be able to come to these shows and meet the fans and hear their experiences and whatnot. And he got choked up. He really is very appreciative of his fans and of his place within sort of that fandom community.
We've had 2 of those 3 on the podcast. Reb's the
Yeah.
only one because we had Sam and Lou during the Texas Pinball Festival.
Yeah.
Which I'm actually wearing my bowling shirt from. Do you see the back of this thing?
No. Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, they unveiled the big thing was the new Elton John pinball machine this year, and it is fantastic. No pun intended. I actually saw a shirt today that said "Intend your puns, you cowards," and it just made me giggle.
So if you play that pinball game on a Saturday night, do you get in a fight?
There is a greater than 0 chance. My allergies are going nuts. For those of you that don't know this area, this is the worst time of year for I didn't know I had allergies till I moved here.
Well, it's also very humid here right now, which is not something you can really see on camera, but you can feel the humidity.
We're getting something from Don currently.
We're done?
We're not going to get Faust?
No Faust?
Yeah, we want
see if we can
Faust.
find Faust. We got to get him on.
We've said his name like 147 times.
Yeah, we have questions for him.
That's right.
Specifically about film festivals. It would feel wrong if we didn't have Faust on here for at least a couple of minutes on the
Yes.
closing night
He's the
of
guy.
the Dallas International Film Festival.
is
Artistic
the guy.
director. And I got to say, James Faust, we shop at the same comic book store. He's a nerd just like us. Not only does he love film and doing film festivals, but he loves nerd culture. And so that's one of the reasons I think he and I got along so well.
Oh, and he loves just supporting artists.
Yes.
Which I think is odd. That's what makes him good at his job.
I think he understands the importance of, especially when it comes to things like press, that it doesn't matter how big or small your outlet is. Like, he wants everybody to have their fair shake.
I remember
Like-
when they showed "Won't You Be My Neighbor" during the diff.
Yeah.
He went through the entire theater and just had like a box of tissues that he just handed a pack of tissues, and we would take one. He's like, "Trust me, just take one out. You're gonna need it."
Yeah.
And I thought that was just one of the coolest things. And boy, did I need it.
Yeah.
That documentary is still one of my favorites to this
Oh,
day.
yeah. It's terrific.
I mean, some of the things that have been here, like Bomb City, was my favorite film that year.
Yeah.
And again, to me, still to this day, a film that does not get its due. But some of the films that have screened here, that have gone on to bigger and better things, that have gotten those national distributions and getting the recognition that it deserves, when we see those kind of films here and then see them go do awesome things, it's just one of the coolest things ever.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I spent quite a few years going to South by Southwest, and I would see films at South by Southwest, and then sometimes a year or more would go by before I would even hear about it again. And it seems like that time is getting shorter now. Like a lot of times when you see films at festivals, they get picked up, they get released quicker. And I think it's probably because there's not a lot of original ideas left in Hollywood, but neither here nor there. But now you're starting to see that more with things like Diff.
Well, and it's also the advent of streaming has helped a lot of these films too, because like Kenneth was talking about earlier, you can watch this. I know this movie got 10 million streams on Amazon Prime or on Netflix, and having those outlets where people that do indie film don't have to go through a studio, they can submit to somewhere where they can just be streamed and seen by an audience that maybe doesn't go to the theater.
Yeah.
Or it shows up in their algorithm and they're just like, that was me a lot last year with documentaries. I found a lot of documentaries on Prime Video. I found one about drive-ins where they actually had the Galaxy down in Ennis as part of it. And just stuff that I like.
For you kids, a drive-in was a theater that you would drive your car up, park it, and there would be a giant screen out in the field. You weren't actually in a movie theater. You were in a field, and then you would put a little speaker inside your window of your car, or you would tune your radio to a specific channel and hear the audio, and it was called a drive-in movie theater. I say that because a lot of people were not as old as us are not going to know what a drive-in
and more often than not, it was a double feature.
Yeah.
And like the Galaxy in Ennis, I love it.
Yeah.
Because it's all double features. You can take $10 into the concession stand, load down, and come down with change.
Yeah.
And I've always, like, I remember I saw Empire at a drive-in in its original run. Oh, we have a puppy.
There's a dog in
There's
here.
a puppy.
There's a
We love
dog.
puppies.
I wonder if we could get the dog on here. Hey, Wendy, can we get the dog?
No, we get the dog to get Faust. See, Faust can't resist
Wendy
the dog.
actually heard me say that. I said, "Hey, can we get the dog over here?" No, don't worry about it. I'm just joking.
We have Don back. He left
Don's
us.
back. Don cannot find James Faust. Well, let me tell you, if we could have gotten James Faust on here, we would have thanked him for yet another wonderful Dallas International Film Festival.
And make sure you're following them on all their social medias as
Dallas
well. because-
IFF, I think, is on Twitter, is Dallas IFF, or Dallas Film. Is that Dallas Film?
It's dallasfilm.org, I think.
They've got a couple different accounts, but they all kind of lead to the same place. Like dallasfilm.org, I think, is the main website. Dallas Film is one of the social handles, and then Dallas IFF is another one. I can't remember which is which.
It is one of my favorite things to do every year.
Yeah.
Is this festival. We've been talking about it last week. We talked about it this week. We'll go ahead and just do the plugs then.
It's always a little depressing when it's wrapping up because you're kind of like, oh, the fun's over. Now we got to go back to our regular life.
And then I keep thinking, like, no, it's still a school night. I still have to work. I keep thinking it's Friday and not Thursday.
I know.
But go ahead, plug your stuff, sir.
Once again, I'm Mark Walters. If you want to find out more about me, you can go to bigfanboy.com or dallascomicshow.com. On social media handles, I'm pretty much at Big Fanboy everywhere except for Instagram because some chucklehead took at Big Fanboy on Instagram and doesn't even
You really should learn how to express
doesn't
yourself.
even post on it. If you're looking for information on Dallas Comic Show, it's basically at Dallas Comic Show on every form of social media or just dallascomicshow.com. So that's me. And by the way, I just celebrated my 50th birthday yesterday, and this man over here was kind enough to, along with our wonderful friend Rachel Wimberly, to take me to a Texas Rangers game. I had a blast. I cannot thank them enough for that.
It was honored to take you to the game, sir.
Yeah.
It was your idea.
It was fun.
We just kind of expanded on it.
It was fun. I liked it. Yeah. All you can eat hot dogs. Yeah.
Hot dogs, hamburgers.
The hamburgers were
do
not
the
so
nachos.
good.
There was
Yeah.
the chicken. The
chicken, the
was
barbecue
good.
chicken was good.
Yeah, that was excellent. And they had popcorn and peanuts and drinks and everything else.
Shelled peanuts, or the peanuts in the shell, like you had at the good old days of the ball game. So yeah, I was really happy. It was my first time at a ball game in a long time. Even though they didn't win, I still had a great time.
And I say this, I've said it a million times, I'll say it a million more. There are, just like we have two people that have made this show what it is in Gary Murray and Kelly Kitchens.
Yes.
There are two people that are the reason I have the opportunities at shows that I do, and you're one of them.
Oh, well, thank you.
If you don't come up to me and say, hey, man, can you do these Q&As today? I don't have the opportunities that I do.
I know we don't have a lot of time, but I do, since we are here at Diff, it does feel like it would be inappropriate to not mention our good friend Gary Murray.
We miss him
because
very, very much.
We miss him a lot, and Gary was such a part of Diff through the years, and he certainly was wonderful to me. Wrote for my website for many, many years, and I always loved seeing him. And Gary, he loved film, you know,
Yep.
and so he was a real inspiration, I think, for a lot of us. He reminded me what it was like. You know, I'd go to these films and you have to review them, and sometimes you get a little bit jaded.
Mhm.
And he was like, you know what? It's a movie. Just have fun. It's a movie.
And
You
that's
know?
and that's what I've had to
so-
learn too, is like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be film for film's sake.
Yeah.
I don't want to be an art guy. Like, did I enjoy this film?
Yeah.
And if I did, okay, then let's talk about why I enjoyed this film. Like
Yeah.
a film that drops tomorrow that you and I both saw. #sexy bacon.
We could tease that. The
Yeah,
Fall Guy.
The
It
Fall
opens
Guy.
up
My
this
review is
weekend.
up now. Go
I
see this movie.
Very much enjoyed The Fall Guy.
And
And I don't know that I was really expecting to. It is exactly what I thought it was going to be, and I loved every second of it. So
And do not spoil things if you've already seen it.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things that can be spoiled in this film.
stick around midway through the credits for sure.
That QR code right there, if you scan it, it will go to our link tree. You can get all of our stuff, but our website, www.theclubhousepodcast.com, your one-stop shop. Find out everything you know, some stuff you don't. You can follow me on your social medias if you would like. Everything is Yes That Rob Irvin. That is spelled ERVIN. My normal co-host for this show is Alex Barnhill.
Never heard of him.
VEXPLOIT.
What's up, Alex? I know you're watching.
I'm hoping to get to hang out with him this weekend. Is Don coming back?
No. I think he's still trying to track down James Faust. I think he really
You can
is out
follow
there.
Don on
He's trying to get James Faust. He's outside
on
right
Twitter at Igbunu, IGBUNUUU. Charlotte Parker is on Charlotte. I screwed it up again. Charlotte Marshall, because my brain's dead. Charlotte Marshall is on Pinterest because we're morally obligated to say that. You can email if you want us to do this at your establishment. We love doing live remote shows. Email Don. There he is. Don at theclubhousepodcast.com. You can email me questions, comments, concerns. Tell me to go pound sand. I'm Rob at the Clubhouse Podcast. Flag him down. Don.
Where is he?
He's right there. He's got his back to you.
All right, he's coming. Well, Rob, once again, second time in a row. Thank you. It's been an
We're
honor.
doing the plugs. We're closing out.
It's been an honor.
It's been an honor to have you, sir. And you are, that's all right. And you are welcome now. And you are welcome anytime you want to do the show. On Thursday nights, you just call me and say, "Hey, Don, just no." I've already done the Twitter thing, so you're covered there, and the email thing because we couldn't find you. Is there anything else you want to say before we go off the air?
Are these filmmakers on the carpet, or are they just pulling people off the street at this point?
Is that Shaggy?
It's been another day. It's like 10 in a row. No, I gotta go this way. I'm good.
All right. So until next time, for Mark.
Good night, everybody.
For Don, for Alex, for the Empire, I'm Rob. Clubhouse is closed. Brittany Palmer, she was just doing cool stuff this week. She's traveling. She's watching stuff. She's doing what she does, bro.